Did you know that the Amazon is not the lung of the world? Amazonia, Brazilian Portuguese, is a latifoliated humid forest that covers most of the Amazon basin of South America. This basin covers 7 million square kilometers, of which 5.5 million square kilometers are covered by rainforest territory where it is located. This region includes territories belonging to 9 nations. Most of the forest is contained within Brazil, with 60% of the forest, followed by Peru with 13% in smaller parts in Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname and France, French Guiana. States or departments of 4 nations neighboring Brazil are named Amazonas for this. The Amazon represents more than half of the remaining rainforests on the planet and comprises the greatest biodiversity in a tropical forest in the world. It is one of the 6 great Brazilian biomes. Amazon biome, also called Amazon, is the biome that, in Brazil, occupies 49.29% of the territory and covers 3 of the 5 regional divisions of the country, North, Northeast and Center-West, being the largest terrestrial biome in the country. The Amazon was also shortlisted in 2008 as a candidate for one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, being ranked first in Group E, the category for forests, national parks and nature reserves, in February 2009. Name origin. Between 1540 and 1542, Francisco de Orellana went down the Amazon River in all its extension from the Andes, through Friar Gaspar de Carvalhal. His chronicler reported having found in a place along the course of the river, possible indigenous female warriors who, through him, related them to the mythological Amazons, in reference to the legendary tribe of women warriors of Hellenic mythology. From there, the river would be called the Amazon River, now the Amazon River, from which the term Amazon was derived. Legends. There are several legends related to the Amazon. El Dorado, a city whose buildings were all made of solid gold and whose treasures existed in unimaginable quantities, and Lake Parima, supposedly the fountain of youth. These 2 legends probably refer to the actual existence of Lake Amasu, which had a small island covered in micaceous shale, a material that produces a strong glow when illuminated by sunlight and which produced the illusion of riches to Europeans. Biotechnology. The enormous biodiversity potential in the biome resulted in the implementation of the Amazon Biotechnology Center. The initiative, composed of public and private investment, aims to develop new technologies through the study of the biological and cultural heritage of the Amazon, in addition to solutions for local industry problems. An example would be the research conducted by the Transire Institute, transforming discarded fishmongers' items into biodiesel. The result is the saving of expenses with electric energy consumption by the company and the reduction of organic residues thrown in the rivers, decreasing the pollution of the water bodies. The cheaper energy allows even the slaughterhouses to stock fish products during the period allowed by law, making it possible for them to operate all year round. Similar initiatives are also being researched in northeastern states of Brazil to enable local energy production for cities and communities. Weather. Currently, the climate in the Amazon forest is equatorial, hot and humid, due to its proximity to the equator, continuous to the Atlantic forest, with the temperature varying little during the year. Rainfall is abundant, with average annual precipitation ranging from 1,500 mm to 1,700 mm, and can exceed 3,000 mm at the mouth of the Amazon River and on the coast of Amapá. The main rainy season lasts 6 months. Amazon River. The Amazon was also shortlisted in 2008 as a candidate for one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, being ranked first in Group E, the category for forests, national parks and nature reserves, in February 2009. Oxygen production. Did you know that the Amazon is not the lung of the world? The claim that the Amazon would be the lung of the world is widely used in the media and in posts by politicians and celebrities on social media. However, almost all of the Earth's breathable oxygen comes from phytoplankton living in the planet's oceans, and there is enough of it to last for millions of years. The claim that the Amazon produces 20% of oxygen is physically impossible, since there is simply not enough carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere for trees to photosynthesize 1/5 of the planet's oxygen. In fact, calculations based on a 2010 study estimate that tropical rainforests are responsible for 34% of the photosynthesis that occurs on land, and the Amazon would account for about half of that. This would mean that the Amazon generates about 16% of the oxygen produced on land. This percentage drops to 9% when the oxygen produced by phytoplankton in the ocean is taken into account. Project Drawdown, which researches climate change solutions, came up with a more conservative estimate of 6%. Photosynthesis in plants is ultimately responsible for breathing oxygen. Only a very small fraction of plant growth actually contributes to the oxygen pool in the air. Even if all the organic matter in the Amazon were burned at once, less than 1% of the world's oxygen would be consumed. Biodiversity. Tropical rainforests are very biodiverse biomes, and the rainforests of the Americas are consistently more biodiverse than the rainforests of Africa and Asia. With the largest expanse of rainforest in America, the Amazon rainforests have unmatched biodiversity. 1 in every 10 known species in the world lives in the Amazon rainforest. This constitutes the largest collection of living plant and animal species in the world. The region is home to about 2.5 million species of insects, tens of thousands of plants, and about 2,000 birds and mammals. To date, at least 40,000 plant species, 3,000 fish species, 294 birds, 427 mammals, 428 amphibians, and 378 reptiles have been scientifically classified in the region. 1 in 5 of all the birds in the world live in the Amazon rainforests. Scientists have described between 96,660 and 128,843 species of invertebrates in Brazil alone. The diversity of plant species is the highest on Earth, with some experts estimating that 1 square kilometer of Amazon may contain more than 1,000 types of trees and thousands of species of other higher plants. According to a 2001 study, a quarter square kilometer of Ecuadorian forest supports more than 1,100 species of trees. Burn and logging. Deforestation is the conversion of forested areas to non-forested areas. The main sources of deforestation in the Amazon are human settlements and land development. Before the early 1960s, access to the forest interior was very restricted and the forest remained basically intact. Between 1991 and 2000, the total area of forest lost in the Amazon rose from 415,000 to 587,000 square kilometers, with most of the cleared forest being turned into pastures for cattle. 70% of the Amazon's previously forested land and 91% of the land cleared since 1970 is used for cattle pasture. Brazil is also one of the world's largest soybean producers after the United States. The needs of soybean farmers have been used to validate many of the controversial transportation projects currently under development in the Amazon. The first 2 successful highways opened up the rainforest and led to increased deforestation. The average annual deforestation rate between 2000 and 2005 was 18%, higher than in the last 5 years. Environmentalists are concerned about the loss of biodiversity resulting from forest destruction. Another worrying factor is carbon emissions, which may accelerate global warming. The Amazon vegetation has about 10% of the world's carbon reserves in its ecosystem. Studies show that the unsustainable deforestation of the forest will lead to a reduction in rainfall and an increase in temperature. Preservation. Fundo Amazonia. The Amazon Fund is aimed at raising donations for non-reimbursable investments and actions to prevent, monitor, and combat deforestation, and to promote the conservation and sustainable use of forests in the Amazon biome. The Amazon Fund is managed by the National Bank for Economic and Social Development, NDES. Health and Joy Project has with one of its projects the Active Forest is a platform of socio-economic opportunities focused on sustainable forest management, strengthening production chains that make better use of the existing potential in the Amazon for agroecological and forestry ventures, bioeconomy and environmental services that contribute to reducing deforestation and CO2 emissions and, at the same time, promote food security, income elevation, and social inclusion of the communities involved. Amazon Live Rock in Rio. In 2016, Rock in Rio took off the paper what was then its newest socio-environmental project, Amazonia Live. Initially, the planting of a number that seemed immense, 1 million trees. Today, after 4 years of Amazonia Live, they have reached the mark of 3.3 million trees planted. With an eye on the future, and on how much the forest really needs, a partner arrived to help, the Amazon Sustainable Landscapes Project. Its goal is to restore 28,000 hectares, which corresponds to 70 million trees. So today the project's planting goal is 73 million trees.
If you like it, leave your like and comment on suggestions for the next videos. Look at the description. Thanks.